basically all of us are in this together, and to have the renewable energy being used, plugging in your cars overnight and using that, whether it be wave energy or wind energy at that time, it's just a real good match, not only for our economy, but for the proper use of our renewable energy. You know what I was really impressed with is even the Hawaii automotive dealers are behind this as well, and they're excited about what's coming around the corner. It's one of the things that they said is a win-win-win-win for all those around, and I'm really excited because I actually wanted to buy one yesterday.
$20,000 will do it. But what was impressive that it was exactly about 100 years ago that Henry Ford came out with, if you got a job, you can afford a Model T. Comes in any color as long as it's black. This one, as long as you can rent the batteries. The interesting thing is the business model is comparable to the cell phone. If you got more miles, you pay more. If you got less, you pay, or is it the opposite? One way or the other. We haven't got the exact numbers. But it's creative in that we are not dependent upon fossil fuel. And what else I liked about it, and we're not dependent on just this company here.
Right.
They said when they do the plug-ins, they want it to be any other comers that come in and say, we got also an electric car. We want to be able to plug into yours. It's not going to be like cell phones, you got to put your own towers. It's going to be where we have equal access, equal opportunity for all of their competitors to come in. And I thought Mr. Agassi was really a far-sighted, helping the environment, helping the governance, and helping the market by not having that exclusivity when they signed the agreement.
What I was most excited about was the fact that, during the peak of the gas prices, it was costing me over $40 for my little tiny car, and it used to be $20 when I first bought it. And so it cost me less than $1 to basically fill my car up if I did the same comparison. For the same amount of miles that I would use to fill up my car. So that's what I was most excited about.
And again, we have to make sure that Hawaiian Electric moves ahead aggressively with the renewable energy. I mean, because they have to be coupled. We can't go plug in and use fossil fuel. They have to be coupled. The renewable energy has to be the primary source of power for Hawaiian Electric, and they can do it.
Cynthia, you've been a champion for that and for the Republicans in the forefront of renewable energy, and I did want to take the time to just recognize you for that. And with that leadership, I think that's one of the reasons why Governor took such a strong stance in her renewable energy portfolio, wanting to see it be as aggressive as it is. We came out with, before Governor came out with her 70% in 2030. We came out through your leadership with electricity 100% in 10 years. And it really made people think that it can be done. It really can be done. So I think that with our foresight as well, we're pushing people to think in a different way, in a very innovative way.
Lynn, that's the big picture. Electricity is only about 35% of the big picture. Transportation, cars, are actually the biggest, and jet fuel. Actually, half cars, half jet fuel. I didn't realize jets sucked up so much of the fuel equation, and evidently that's one of the more profitable things that they do. But the big picture is, if we just resolve the electricity one, we have got a third of the piece of pie. And quite frankly, we have to, in this next session, make sure that those people who don't have solar, and there's 70% of the people out there who don't have solar on the roof, and I admit, I've been chintzy and tight-fisted. I haven't got solar on my roof, but we've got to solarize our roofs in order to get that as a jump start. In next session, we got to make it where the tax incentive that in the last session we took away is reinstated. So when people get their tax incentives, they'll have not only the state, the federal, and the Hawaiian Electric, but the state one that we removed, which I think was a big mistake, which people are admitting, well, we never intended to do that. The people will have an incentive to do that, and I hope we can work on even some low-interest loans to make it where what you would be saving per month, you would in effect be able to pay for on a monthly basis your solar. There's no reason, as Cynthia said, we are the leader of all of these renewable energy sources. It's free. We're here with the blessing,
That's
and we're not
true.
using it. We're just letting it waste away. So we got to incentivize, so everybody, including myself and my family, are going to get solar someday.
If I could
Soon.
interject, Representative Ward, with a almost 90% Democratic legislature, how do you plan on getting this message across? How do you plan on getting the Republican message across so that it reaches the constituents and gets an overpowering message out there?
Fortunately, 90% of the people who are out there, who vote for all those and ourselves, know that common sense, better government is smart government. Do the right thing. I don't care about this partisan ideological stuff. Just do what's right. And doing what's right is what we're talking about in terms of getting all the solar energy, the wave energy, these electric cars, and incentivizing them and giving the people the option to do it. I don't care what party you're, where you, what color you are, what planet you're from. We got to do the right thing in this 2010 session.
How are we going to
It's gonna be
tackle
the-
these barriers that we have to come
It's
across?
not a barrier. We can work in bipartisan manner, and we do that. When I went back and looked at one point of how many bills did I either co-sponsor or individually sponsor over like a 6-year period, it was nearly 50. And it's a bipartisan effort. We all are very capable of that, and our message rings true. That's the important thing. The message is get off of oil, use our renewable energy, bring the costs down for the consumers, put more money into the economy. That money circulates, provides general excise tax that runs our schools, takes care of the homeless, does the other human service programs, and the whole thing works. The message rings true. So bipartisanship and a true message, and we lead.